What's good with y'all boys, man? Look, in honor of GTA 6 releasing pretty soon, I got a video. It's been on my watch list for a while, and it's something that I've been talking about. We obviously, I think a lot of us feel the same way, and we just about to check it out. This video is by Bobby's Board, and it's called Will GTA 6 Actually Be Woke? We're gonna dive in. Y'all know what to do. Make sure you hit the like button, and that's pretty much it, man. Let's watch the video.
I see it time and time again. Whenever I make a video about GTA 6, there's always someone in the comments saying that the game will be woke. It's just insane. And what does this one even mean?
You know you're a fucking mumbling, stuttering little fuck, you know?
Listen, you don't want them to go, well, that's your naive talking. They must fail hard forever. Rockstar die. Take your wokeness with you.
So let's use all the information we have to try and figure out if GTA 6 will in fact be woke. First off, it's important that we clarify the definition of being woke. Woke started off as a term used within the black community as being aware of racial prejudice like white supremacy and systemic injustice. After the Black Lives Matter movement in 2014, it gained widespread usage to signify awareness of systemic racism, discrimination, and police brutality. Currently, it's seen more from conservatives as a term that indicates someone as being politically correct. In the political context, it's a term that is largely associated with policies that relate to LGBTQ+ rights, racial equality, and gender. Basically, something or someone being woke usually relates to something being PC or someone being a social justice warrior. So now that we've defined what it means in the current day for something or someone to be woke, we can now look into whether this is something to worry about in GTA 6.
Yeah, and I would say that it is because most people these days can't take a joke. I mean, everywhere I go on the internet, I say something, I might say something, somebody gets upset because of the littlest thing. So, I mean, imagine GTA, what goes on GTA. I'm done yapping.
It's common knowledge that in the last 10 years, a lot of the entertainment industry in general has fallen victim to the woke movement. There's almost endless examples of this happening. In 2016, the Ghostbusters reboot consisted of all female main characters, and this stuff to me is out of place because it's just not doing justice to the original film. If you're gonna do a remake or remaster or whatever, it needs to stay accurate to the original. If you want to have an all-female cast, it should be a separate IP. No one would really have an issue with that, in my opinion. And in 2017, we had games like Mass Effect Andromeda focusing on inclusive romance options. I could go on, but you get the picture.
Played that
Ultimately, this has led to massive woke fatigue. Big movie companies like Marvel and Disney have leaned into this so much, and we can see from the ratings that people have had enough. Now it's common.
Let's get something right. We don't have a problem with female protagonists or main characters being a female. We don't. The problem is that they take a bunch of stuff and then they turn a female into like this bad warrior lady, and it's like to prove a point. It's like a agenda behind it. We don't have time for that, bro. Listen, some things need to be for the men and some things need to be for the ladies, bro. Anyway, let's continue the video.
Practice to see games include a non-binary gender option, pronoun selection, and more LGBTQ+ themes. Personally, I don't really care what people do with their life. It's their life, not mine. But when it gets so obviously forced into entertainment products,
it's like every game, bro.
Others, that's when I have a problem with it. A lot of the time, these ideologies get too focused on, and it can take away the focus from the actual story of the game or movie, and it ends up having a weak narrative with no big payoff at the end. So while there are clear examples of movies and games incorporating woke features and ideas, has Rockstar themselves ever shown signs of going woke with their past titles? One example we could look at more recently is from 2022. You might remember this one, and that's when the expanded and enhanced version of GTA 5 was released on the PS5 and Xbox Series. With this updated version of the game, Rockstar also made a change to the world of GTA 5 and GTA Online, where they had reportedly removed transphobic content from the game. This involved a Captain Space Toy doll with interchangeable genitalia clearly being removed in the later gen version of the game. Along with this was the removal of...
See, and stuff like this is the problem. Like, if it's already in the game, why are we taking it out? Oh, I know why.
trans caricatures
We all
that
know
had
why.
previously appeared around the Cockatoos nightclub. Rockstar made no comment or acknowledgement of this change they had made, but we can infer what caused this change to be made, as a few months earlier, Outmaking Games, a UK-based LGBTQ+ advocacy group, had sent a letter to Rockstar calling on them to remove transphobic elements from the GTA remasters. Not gonna lie, to me this is an L for Rockstar. This isn't me being transphobic, by the way, so just calm down. Context matters here, alright? Rockstar has always been known for their heavy satire in those older games like GTA Vice City, San Andreas, GTA 4, etc. They would poke fun at both sides of the political spectrum. Listen to the radio on any of those games and you'll see what I mean.
Weasel News.
Liberty City Police are fighting back against charges of police brutality. Police Lieutenant Chuck Montress made a statement today.
Police do not single out minorities for harassment. It just works out that way.
What is this show about? Well, we're here to laugh, okay? And we're also here to cry, because the only thing liberals run in this country is the TV networks. But seriously.
And I'm not gonna keep pausing it, but I'm gonna be honest, the talk show radio stations and GTA games is probably some of the best content you'll ever hear, especially GTA 3, bro. Go listen to that. Go listen. I forgot what it's called. I think it's called Chatterbox. I don't know.
It's a show
like that.
all about keeping fascism at bay in its many forms, even in the changing room. It's a show about the human heart. It's a show in which we laugh at lots of conservatives and call them repressed. We've got everything, really.
So far, this is a bit of a red flag, but also, it's not really a big deal in the grand scheme of things, so let's take a look at what else they've done. Remember when the so-called GTA Trilogy Remaster, aka the Defective Edition, released back in 2021? We all remember just how poor of a job Grove Street Games did with this project.
Man, this
now,
was
while
trash.
we can't fully blame Rockstar for this one, just remember, Rockstar are the ones that would have given this for final okay.
Here's my card.
Looks good to me. You're hired.
Rockstar are the ones that would have given this for final okay for the state it was released in. And more than likely, they would have given GSG some guidelines of what is and isn't okay to be included for the final version. Because before the trilogy was released, it was spotted in the trailer that Phil Cassidy, the drunken arms dealer from GTA Vice City, was no longer sporting a t-shirt with a Confederate flag. It's unclear if this was something that Rockstar would have instructed
old
GSG
switcheroo
to remove, or if Grove Street Games made this change on their own accord. I know what my guess would be though. And this wasn't the first time the Confederate flag had to be removed from a GTA title, because in 2015 it was discovered that the Confederate flag had been removed at the Lost MC gang location in GTA 5, although you could still find the Confederate flag at this location at the Braddock farm in the area surrounding Grapeseed. But then in 2017, along with the Doomsday update, this was also removed. Rockstar Games replaced this flag with an American flag and a sign that said trespassers will be shot. I couldn't find any clear reason why the flag was removed.
Yeah, why would they do
never
something like
addressed
that?
it. So if a company like Rockstar decided to walk back their decisions due to some people finding their game offensive, that is rather spineless behavior in my opinion. If the game offends you, don't play it or learn how to take a joke. There will always be someone that doesn't like what you do. You can't please everyone, but stay true to your brand and what you're known for is what I say. So we've got some
I
clear
agree with you,
examples
Bobby.
of Rockstar giving into social pressure to appeal to what seems like woke ideology groups, but there are also some indirect shifts in Rockstar's tone that should also be mentioned. In 2022, a Bloomberg report from our main man when it comes to Rockstar and GTA Insider info, Jason Schreier, reported on a change of culture within Rockstar Games. The article mentions that in the summer of 2020, after the George Floyd situation, Rockstar shelved their Cops and Crooks game mode that they had intended to release for GTA Online, but due to the timing of everything, would have come across tone deaf if it had been released at that time. Senior executives were concerned about how the narrative would be interpreted during a time of heightened skepticism and mistrust of American police, which ultimately led to the mode never seeing the light of day. This mode was in GTA 4 Online and is still playable to this day, yet even
One of the
years
best
after the
modes.
George Floyd and police violence situation, it still has never made it to GTA Online, and at least for GTA 5's online mode, it likely never will. Jason then also mentions other examples like the removal of transphobic jokes in GTA Online, which we mentioned earlier, as well as Rockstar significantly narrowing down its plus pay gap, but then he also mentioned the Latina character Lucia as one of the two leading characters in a Bonnie and Clyde influenced story in GTA 6. He immediately follows with the statement, developers are also being cautious not to punch down by making jokes about marginalized groups, the people said, in contrast to previous games. This paints a clear image of how Rockstar isn't the same anymore. As we know, times have changed. Everyone is more sensitive now, it seems, and Jason said the next part bit.
I mean, and yeah, we all know why it's not the same anymore, but if you don't know, just go look, go do some deep diving and you'll find out why.
Moves like these once seemed unthinkable for a company whose best-selling franchise is a satirical depiction of America that involves playing gangsters who kill civilians and where women are mostly depicted as sex objects. Grand Theft Auto 5 was a nihilistic parody that threw insults at everything, from right-wing radio hosts to liberal politicians. This describes those past games pretty well, honestly, and it echoes what I said earlier that Rockstar would always make fun of both sides. However, from what Jason said next, it seems that this stemmed from a toxic work environment. Inside the company, the tone wasn't much different. Rockstar employees described a workplace culture full of drinking, brawling, and excursions to strip clubs. The company was an early symbol of an industry-wide problem of long hours at the office, known as crunch, in which staff were expected to be at their desks many nights and weekends in order to keep a game on schedule. That strategy was financially successful and turned Grand Theft Auto 5 into the second best-selling game of all time, with behind
Minecraft.
165 million copies sold, and looking at today's figures, that's now over 220 million. It also led to burnout, attrition, and a public controversy in 2018 that prompted hundreds of Rockstar employees to speak out about the difficult work environment. Since that outcry, Rockstar has attempted to reinvent itself as a more progressive and compassionate workplace, according to interviews with more than 20 people who work there, all of whom requested anonymity because they weren't authorized to speak publicly. One employee described it as a boys' club transformed into a real company. Obviously, it goes without saying, it's good that Rockstar seemingly changed its culture to minimize that crunch and toxic culture in the workplace. But
and Bobby, 1 second, and it is fine. That's fine. But it's going to cut. I believe it's going to cut into what GTA honestly is, bro. I'm going to be honest. Like, I'm going to just let Bobby finish it.
At the same time, it raises the question of if Rockstar can and will still produce the satirical and record-breaking caliber of game they're known for. Jason also states that some workers say they're still trying to figure out how to make games at this new iteration of Rockstar and wonder even what a Grand Theft Auto game looks like in today's environment. Besides, several Rockstar employees pointed out that you can't really satirize today's America, it's already a satire of itself. Between the company's new mandate and the 2019 departure of Dan Houser, who led creative direction on many previous Rockstar games, all signs suggest Grand Theft Auto 6 will feel very different than its predecessor. So there's so much to unpack and infer from this article. Dan Houser is no longer a Rockstar, a lot of staff have been and gone, workers weren't sure of what a new GTA would look like under the reinvented culture of Rockstar games. And bear in mind, this article was published in July of 2022. It's now 2026 and there have been many more controversial and political events that have taken place since then. Similar to this, in December of 2021, a YouTube channel called Killers had an interview with the co-founder of Rockstar Games, Jamie King. Although he is no longer at the company, he still had his own thoughts to share on the future of Rockstar titles. Jamie said that future releases like GTA 6 may not be as edgy or quite as humorous as we've come to expect. While he doesn't think the gameplay mechanics will have any significant change, he thinks there will be a culture shift as a result of the studio's multiple exits.
I wouldn't be surprised
I knew
if
it.
the tone starts changing, and if it's maybe not quite as edgy or quite as funny. I just think that maybe there's more opportunity for them to do something cheesy, because they never do. Again, there's a beautiful machine there that you have to try really hard to fuck up. So you look at the success of 5 online and Redemption 2, and I'm like, they're just going to be fine, period. But, you know, I think culturally, internally, both at North and at New York, missing Leslie and Dan, yeah, there's a difference.
So when you hear that, it does sound a bit worrying. But at the same time, Jamie describes the GTA franchise as having humor and edginess baked into its DNA. So this indicates that while GTA 6 may not go as far as they did back in those older titles, they will still keep GTA true to its identity of throwing some jokes everyone's way. So this is all the solid stuff I could find that could indicate Rockstar might be going woke. There are other subjects as well that people often refer to when they claim that Rockstar has gone woke, but honestly, Honestly, I find these claims to be so brain dead and lacking any actual merit. It's just laughable. Like those games are becoming gay grifters that will pull out random shit and leave out the context just so it fits their narrative. There was literally a video made a week.
Indie Me on TV, bro, however you say his name, bro, he do not like any games, bro. Any game that come out, he's going to shit on it. It don't matter. He's going to talk bad about it. He's going to find something to pick at. That guy, bro, is atrocious. I'm not gonna lie.
Ago where this guy Andy Pence Gaming talked about how GTA 6 is going to be woke. While there were some parts I can sort of agree with, there were also points he made that didn't show a fair comparison of old and new Rockstar. Like he shows this side-by-side comparison of Rockstar before 2020 and then now in 2025. Except the picture on the right is taken from the International Women's Day post from Rockstar in 2019. Of course it's going to be a photo full of women, no shit. And if you're trying to make the argument that they're just focused on being more inclusive now, literally all the females in this Women's Day post are white. That's not very inclusive of Rockstar, is it? Yes, some of the old stuff from Rockstar
Where's the
have
black
left,
people at?
but
Where's
there are
the
still
Indians?
a lot of the OGs there that work
Where's the Indians in the picture? We need the Indians.
older titles like GTA 4 up to Red Dead Redemption 2. Andy Pence also mentions how the old GTA games each had a much better story, but he's comparing it to GTA Online. Do I really have to spell this out? If you want a good story, groundbreaking discovery incoming by the way, play story mode. People aren't playing GTA Online for its story. Sure, maybe some people might care about it, but that was—
You know what, Bobby? You just changed my mind, bro. That is correct. I feel you right, bro. You're right. I'm gonna wait till you finish though.
was never what it was about. GTA Online has its own issues, don't get me wrong. And yes, I agree that the story is pretty weak in GTA Online. But the point of playing GTA Online was always about playing online with friends and randoms and making money. The story, to me at least, has always appeared as more of an afterthought. So I'd say don't just take everything these guys say at face value. Sometimes there's more context that is being left out, and it's all just to fit their narrative and branding of their channels. In fact, most people don't realize that Rupert Humphreys is still at Rockstar. He's played a big part in the writing of the stories for both Red Dead's, GTA 4 and GTA 5. He's been working closely with the greats like Dan Houser for years. He's got the blueprint for writing those stories, and we now know he's the Senior Vice President of Narrative for GTA 6. Like, read that title again, Senior Vice President of Narrative. He's been at the company for over 17 years and has worked closely with Dan Houser and Michael Unsworth as part of a core senior writing team. Even if we were to assume that all the best writing came from Dan, all of that narrative wisdom would be baked into Rupert Humphreys with how long he's worked with that team. So we've examined potential examples that, if you want to draw a conclusion out of, could indicate that GTA 6 might not be as edgy, but come on, we all know GTA 6 won't be like those older GTA titles. They were made for that era. The world has changed. But just because there is a cultural shift doesn't mean the game will be woke. It probably just won't be as edgy. And those are two very different things. So let's now look at the evidence that might suggest that GTA 6 will not—
But before we look at the evidence, Bobby, give me 1 second. Look, I totally agree with you. I made a mistake because I was thinking about GTA Online, and a lot of like things in GTA Online, it's like very cringy. Like I didn't even know it was a story. But GTA 5 story mode is a totally different ball game. So me personally, I'm going to play GTA 6 story mode, bro. I'll play online, but I'm not really an online guy anyway, so let's continue the video.
Be woke, and it'll stay true to the satirical nature of GTA. One of the screenshots that Rockstar dropped for GTA 6 shows a biker gang driving through town, but the billboard in the background shows a man gesturing at a rainbow that has treats laid over it with a headline that reads, "Proud Allies of Diversity and Treats." Rockstar seems to be parodying real-life companies like Nabisco, the manufacturer of snacks like Oreos, as these companies have gone out of their way to appeal to communities like the LGBTQ+ community just by slapping a rainbow on their branding, and that's it. It's poking fun at how these companies are just being performative and putting on a show just to appeal to these communities and drive up their sales. So this is a good sign that Rockstar still aren't afraid to make fun of the current world we live in. Not just that, but in the same screenshot we can clearly see politician voting signs. Rockstar are not shying away from this subject, and no doubt the politicians in the game will be exaggerations of real life examples of modern day politics. Otherwise, why would they even bother going to the trouble of including politics politics if it wasn't going to go anywhere significant. And in trailer 1 for GTA 6, we literally have social media satire, TikTok clout culture, Florida man memes, influencer degeneracy, and viral crime clips, all of which are mocking modern internet culture,
Can't believe
including
this was,
progressive and conservative
like,
trends. And there's plenty of examples of
I can't believe trailer 1 was like 800 days ago. I just seen that somewhere. That's pretty crazy.
Rockstar parodying big brands, which has always been a staple of any GTA game. Remember how we talked about Rockstar removing the trans stuff in GTA Online? Well, with Red Dead Redemption 2, there was some controversy around an NPC that was a woman suffrage activist. A video was uploaded on YouTube of the player punching this feminist, which the media absolutely ate up. The exact same situation that happened with the trans NPCs in GTA 5, but Rockstar didn't give in to the social pressure to remove the NPC or disable her from being attacked. To me, this shows that Rockstar still has a spine, and to this day the NPC is still in the game, likely because it's a true depiction of a real historical movement. Women's suffrage existed in that era. At the end of the day, none of us know for certain if GTA 6 will be woke, but in my opinion, I don't think it will be. If we want to talk about proof, look at every previous game from Rockstar Games. Incredible stories that weren't woke. And as some of those ex-Rockstar devs and founders have said, GTA has humor and edginess built into its DNA. They have a tried and true blueprint for printing money with the classic GTA style of poking fun at everyone. Why would they stray away from that and risk losing out on what would be guaranteed money? Rockstar will do what's best for business, and the game will only bring in the buckets of money if it's got the incredible story filled with satire that the fans know and love and have come to expect. Otherwise, it'll flop. And if you'd want to imagine what the world would be like if GTA 6 flops, you can watch my previous video on that very topic. So overall, I think a lot of the internet has jumped to conclusions without any concrete evidence. I don't think GTA 6 will be woke, and also I don't think it'll be as edgy as games like San Andreas, and I wouldn't expect it to. We aren't in that era anymore where YouTubers are popularized over making creepy faces, or everyone's making terrorist jokes all the time. So it just wouldn't make sense to release a game like San Andreas in the current day. What do you guys think though? Will GTA 6 be woke, or is everyone just panicking for no reason? Anyway, that's it for the video. If you guys...
Well, that's pretty much it for that video, but y'all, what y'all think, bro? I'm not gonna lie, Bobby, you changed my mind, bro. Bobby, you changed my mind, bro. Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. I agree with you. I don't think that GTA 6 story mode is gonna be woke. And just like you said in the video, I think they're gonna poke fun at the woke stuff, but I mean, we'll see. We'll see, bro. But I know it's not gonna be as like crazy as it used to be, but I don't think it's gonna be that bad, bro. Y'all let me know, man. That's pretty much it, man. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. This is Bobby's Board. Will GTA 6 be woke? I'll see y'all later, man. Peace.